Submit. One of your favorite words, isn't it? Obey. Another one of your favorite words, probably right after submit. It's difficult, isn't it? It certainly isn't very high on our list of priorities. This is the fifth Sunday we've been reading from the 6th chapter of John's Gospel. Next week, we return to Mark. This is the end of the 6th chapter. Jesus has had encounters with all sorts of people, the crowd, the leadership people, his own disciples. Today it's his disciples at the end of the whole thing who are doing the murmuring. It's his followers. It's the people already in his following who are doing the complaining now about how hard this is. It is. It's terribly hard. And so are most of the things we're asked to do by God. There will never be in your entire life a challenge more difficult for you or for me than to get my life in submission to God. Never. Not another challenge more difficult than that. For most of us, it's not even a matter of leaving the following of Christ. We're here. We don't leave, we just drift. We just drift in this direction or that direction when we know what the target is. We go here, we go there. We pick this, pick that. Don't like this, don't like that. Submit? Never. Interesting, isn't it? Do you also want to leave? Maybe we have. It's interesting. The very last act that you will do on the face of this earth is surrender your last breath to God. So who's going to win in the end? You? Me? Don't think so. Submit. Give way. Yield. Let him have his way with me. You know what's in the way? I am. You are. That's what's in the way. It's in the way because I make myself over time, and with much practice, as you do, I make myself number one. I'm most important. For a disciple of Jesus, that's like way off. You're 3. I'm 3rd. I'm not 1, I'm 3. So are you. For a disciple of Jesus, God is 1, others are 2nd, and I am 3rd. Wow, that's a lot of submitting. That's a lot of obedience required of me. That's a lot of getting me out of the way so he can live. I say this because this is a hard thing. But it's something that Jesus demands of us. Not says, if you like this, you can do it. It's a demand, it's a command from him to learn to live in this way and to learn to submit my heart, my will, to God's heart, God's will. He modeled it for me. His mother Mary modeled it for us. It's what we're called to do. It's what I'm called to do in priesthood. It's what you are called to do in marriage. Remember when Jesus teaches us about what love is? Mostly in John. Tells us a lot of it in John's gospel. Love means laying down your life. Giving up your life for a friend. Right? That's what he says. Husbands, love your wives as Jesus loves the church. Well, how did Jesus love the church? Laid down his life for it. It's on the wall right behind where I'm standing. That's what he did. I call that submission. I call that love, actually. I call that obedience to what his Father asked of him. Why do I expect it wouldn't be required of me if I'm going to be a disciple? Wives, submit to your husbands. Husbands, love your wives as Jesus loves the church. By the way, that's saying the same thing two ways. Lay down your lives. You ever look around the world and see how much unhappiness there is? I mean, do you notice that your friends, you talk to people, your neighbors, their lives are maybe a mess. They can't figure out which end is up. Kids all over the place can't figure out how to do anything, handle anything anymore. Blame it on. We all blame it today, don't we? It's all Congress and or the president's fault. Might as well blame this on them too. What the heck? The only place we never look is in the mirror. What a shame. Because it's the only way out of it. Probably the basis of getting out of all of it. Lose myself for the sake of others. Lose myself for the sake of Jesus, of being a disciple. Whether it's in marriage or priesthood, whether it's in parenting or whatever it is, it's what we have to do. It's what we're challenged to do. You know when Jesus tells us how to love, when he says that we have to lay down the life? When Jesus tells us that, he says to us, I'm telling this to you so you can be happy. Happy? Lose myself? I'm happy? Yeah. Mean it? Yeah. Do it? Yes. He did. He did it. His Father raised him from the dead, brought a lot of life to him for doing it, for getting out of the way. How awesome can it be? He says, I'm telling you this so that my joy may be in you, he says, and your joy might be complete or full. So probably the more I lose myself, whether in marriage, in the way I live, among my friends, the way I treat my parents, whatever it might be, probably I'm going to find great joy and happiness if I do that. What a deal. It's what we all want. It's what we're all looking for. Just not in the right place or the right way. Submit. Obey. Accept hard teachings from Jesus. Obey them. Accept hard sayings from him. He means them. Not one, not first, but third. Third.